mid-50s. That's forecast.
Our next guest says men don't need looks or money to attract the women they want.
He says he can teach the skills that can change any man into a player. He calls himself the Don. Really? You don't need money or looks.
It doesn't hurt. It certainly doesn't hurt. But you can make up for it in other areas. You got to play to your strengths, whatever they are.
Well, how did you come up with this name that you're the Don?
It's sort of based on my last name. We do the names because a lot of the people that teach for us, I work for a company called LoveSystems.
Okay.
We do other things as well, so we sort of keep it a bit anonymous. It's one aspect of our life, but we all do other things as well.
Tip number 1, appearance.
Just keep in mind that it's a choice. What you look like when you go out the door was a choice. It reflects something about you on the inside. A lot of guys go out there very generic, and they don't make any choices that say anything about them. Beyond that, it's just how do you look when you're out. If you go to any bar, you can look around. There's a bunch of guys sort of holding up the bar, grimacing, standing around waiting for something to happen. They aren't having any fun. One of the main tenets of what we do is that you have to bring value to the women that you're talking to. Standing around grimacing at the bar, acting like a tough guy isn't really going to do that.
So does that lead to tip 2, which is the opening?
How do you
That's
open?
the hardest part, I would
You
think.
have to be proactive. In the dating sort of world, men are typically proactive at the beginning. What's weird is guys come to us mostly because they want to know how to open, and it's probably the easiest thing to do.
Okay.
There's a lot of different ways to do it. You want to do it in a way that fits your style. It can be anything from totally direct. If you're ballsy, you can walk up and just say, "You're adorable. You should talk to me." Sometimes that'll work, right?
Yeah.
It has to meet your personality. Sometimes I'll just say, "I don't know what to say to girls. What do I do here? I have no game whatsoever. You guys are adorable. What do I do?" And if you have the type of personality that's kind of cutesy, the girls will laugh. So that'll work for one guy, not for another. So what we want to do is try and figure out what it is that'll work for that guy.
Okay, the conversation transition, what's that?
You got to get off the opener somehow, right? So, you have to move. This is where it gets a little bit harder because the girls go, "Now what? What are you going to do for me now?" So one of the things we do is we typically will try to observe something, but it's actually a little bit more calculated. We know what it is, or a sort of set of things. So you observe something, comment on it, it leads you to start talking about something, and then you're into a
Like
conversation.
an example would be what?
You seem like a school teacher or something.
Oh.
And it can be sort of a little bit ambiguous in terms of whether it's a compliment or an insult or whatever.
So like you seem like a stripper. Would that be a compliment or not a compliment?
You're either a stripper or an accountant, and I can't tell which one it is. But,
okay.
Give that one a try.
I'm guessing you're single.
I'm actually not.
You're not?
No, I'm not. I have a
Well,
girlfriend.
I'm just thinking these aren't working too well for you if you're not, or maybe that's by design. That's what I was
Well, it
trying
was by design for a very long time, and then I met a girl, and now I'm sort of dating someone.
Okay, all right.
Tip 4 is attraction.
Attraction. So this is where the bulk of the work comes in. They have to be interested in you. Again, we teach a 3-day seminar where we go through how to do this, but sort of the basics of it is there's sort of state-based things you can do and intrigue-based things you can do. State-based are things that appeal to their emotions. Humor is state-based. Anything that spikes their emotions, makes them feel something, because you have to bring value to them somehow. You have to create positive emotional states in them. So you use that to reach the positive emotional states. Intrigue-based game is anything that sort of appeals to their intellect, makes them think. Some guys are really clowny, some guys are really serious, right? They come off like a shrink or something. But if you can mix those things up together, if you can be fun and kind of a clown, but be serious and make them think and have a conversation that's interesting, then there's kind of a total package thing going on. There's actually value brought to the interaction.
Too bad you didn't run into these guys about 10 years ago.
We worked together. We were great.
We're happy together, though, so it worked out. Top story coming up next. Stay with us.
Is Larry a good wingman?
Oh, my Lord.